I have this like weird obsession with Michael Myers. I don't know why. Him and Scream, I'm like, it's like, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm actually attracted to that mask. Like something's wrong with me.
Is this a sign of a serial killer?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm a Libra.
Uh-oh.
Let's hear it. What is it?
It's boosted, bitch.
What's up, guys? It's Mer. She's all cat. She's all cat.
Hello, and welcome back to She's All Cap. We have a special Halloween edition. We are all wearing costumes today. And we told our girl Alyssa to join in on the fun. So meet Alyssa. It's YaFavTopic. Uh-oh.
Hi.
She's going to be your favorite topic after this episode.
That's for sure. And guys, she might be our youngest. I don't know. She's 19.
Yes.
Her birthday's in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So this is really exciting. What are you hoping for your birthday? What are you doing?
Honestly, nothing. I don't know yet. It's always like really last minute. I just don't know. I kind of wanted to go and do something in a cabin or because October.
Yeah.
And I love spooky things like anything horror. I'm like,
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know yet.
Do you like to go to haunted houses and stuff?
Oh my God, yes. I love that stuff.
Yeah, we were saying we want to do a shoot in like a haunted house or something. Yeah.
Yes, that would be perfect.
There's some crazy Halloween, scary, like, things to do around here. Have
Yes.
you ever done the one where they actually, like, touch you and stuff?
Field of Screams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that a few years in a row, and honestly, that's one of my favorite places. Like, some of the people that work there, they follow me on Instagram, the clowns and stuff, because the one time I went there, and I don't know what happened, but somebody, like, noticed me, and then one of the clowns followed me. He has, like, purple hair and stuff. I forget his name, but he followed me, and then ever since then, I'm just like, oh, my God, now it's, like, awkward.
Right? Like, he comes up to you and grabs you. He's like, it's me.
Yes, he follows me. I literally have pictures with him when I'm, like, 14 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
Are you one of the people that takes pictures with the people at, like, Dorney Park that come up to you or, like, at the haunted house? Like,
Sometimes, not all the time. I mean,
yeah.
if he looks good in the makeup, maybe. But otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't like to take them, like, out of their character.
Yeah.
Like, just scare me.
Exactly.
Don't talk to me.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
So you are local. So I invited her over on the podcast. I was like, I'd love to have you. Here's my address. She's like, bitch, I live 5 minutes from you.
Yeah.
Have you been living here your whole life, or where are you from?
Yeah, I mean, I've been literally in the same house my whole entire life. So
Wow.
literally Bethlehem it's my home.
Nice.
Do you plan on staying here?
I do. I talk with my boyfriend about that a lot, and I'm like, when we start looking for a house, I do want to stay local because my whole entire family's here, just everything's here. And he's more the type that he doesn't mind moving. Like, he's like, okay, maybe I will move out of state. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. Like, we could go visit out of state, but I don't know if I want to live out of state. So we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good place to come home to.
It is. It
It's
really
like
is.
away from everybody.
Exactly.
So your main thing with your Instagram, I feel like you've grown so much. I've talked to Mer. I think we met 3 or 4 months ago. So we worked a car show together, guys. She's a car girl. We have our first car girl on here. You've grown so much. I feel like the first time I met you, you were only around like 20,000 followers or something, and now you're at like 100,000, girls. So good for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
How did that happen?
Honestly, I've always had like a little bit of a following because I started Instagram back when I was probably like 16. I started taking it kind of serious, and I always did like shout outs with other females. I feel like that's one of the biggest ways to grow. So I always did that, and then once I started like doing actual like car shows and stuff like that, it's more like organically growing, and I like that more because it's like you're more one-on-one with people and people versus just
over the internet.
Yeah.
And it's more authentic. Like, it's more you, it's what you're into.
Exactly. Like, now I have people come up to me, they're like, you're doing so good, you're growing, and I'm like, you noticed? Like, oh, thank
We
you.
noticed.
We were having a whole party for you the other day. We were like, oh shit, look at her. Like, yeah. And then, like, you're very humble, you're very nice, like, easy to talk to. And I think you came up to Sammy at the show. Like, you were open, you were like, I want to work.
Right,
Yeah.
Of course. I love working with other women. I love empowering other women. Like, boys, I'm just like, go over there. Like, but women, I love it. I don't know. It's the vibe.
So then how is it? I know my answer, but how is it in a male dominant world in the car scene being a female? Do you feel that you get hated on?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, okay. So I have a pink Subaru. First of all, so that's just like boom right there. Oh my God, you have a Subaru. Oh my God, it's pink. That's like so bad. You're just a pick me. You're this. You're that. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. I would think it would be the other way around, and they would obsess over it.
Oh no. What? I mean, I have guys that they'll like compliment me. They'll be like, oh my God, I love it. It's dope build. And I mean, I just did it because I was bored. Like honestly, like that's why I built my car. I'm like, I'm bored. So guys are just like, they just suck. It's like they pick and choose who they want to show love to, and half the time it's not me.
Yeah. What do you have done to the Subi?
When I first bought it, I just bought it for a daily because my boyfriend has an RSX. So we're like, okay, we're gonna probably hook that car up. We don't really know yet. And then I bought the Subaru, and honestly, it's like the grandma Subaru. It's the Legacy. It's a 2010. So it's like, it's only a 4-cylinder. It's non-turbo. It's like, people are like, oh my God, it's slow. I'm like, it's just a daily. Like, I don't really care for that. And then out of nowhere, I was like, you know what? I think I want to wrap my car. And then I was like, maybe I don't. So I just bought new headlights because they were just so bad. So then I was like, all right, Joshua, like, I don't know. I kind of want to wrap my car. So we went to this one car meet, and I met my friend Josh. He does wraps. And I was like, let me get your number because I'm probably going to wrap my car. And then we hit it off. I went, and I was like, I'm going to do gray. I think I'm going to do gray. I don't know. And then I just went pink. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I
Barbie
doing?
pink.
And it's not even like a light pink. It's like boom, right in your face pink. And I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know why I haven't seen it. Like, is it?
It's outside.
We saw it at the car show when we were leaving or something.
Oh my God, it was so dirty.
Oh yeah, I did see it.
It was really dirty. But yeah, so I got bored. I was like, I'm just going to do pink. And then I don't know what happened. I just bought like wheels. I just bought all different things. I put an STI spoiler on it. I'm like, I don't care. If you're going to hate me, you're going to hate me even more now because I don't care. And
we all start from somewhere.
Yeah.
My first, that's what I started with. Well, I had a WRX, but I grew up, I had a 2.5 RS, then a WRX. People would hate on me left and right because I was the girl. I mean, it's not really a thing anymore, but I had the pink mud flaps.
Oh.
Yeah, I was one of those.
The pink.
Yes. So I understand all the hate, but I mean, again, you're so young. You're 19. Like these people, like they don't understand. Like you can't go out and go fucking buy a Maserati right now.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't matter.
When you first started to get like the negative comments and stuff like that, how did you handle it? Or right away were you like, fuck you, like I don't give a shit?
Honestly, like I was bullied in school, and like, you know, everybody kind of teamed up against me, and I was just like, all right, you know, whatever, like I'm used to it. And then once it's like, now that I have a car, it's like all the men are like dominating against me. I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't care.
Yeah. Wow. Would you say like your like mental health is super like strong? Do you still deal with that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah. Like if I get a hate comment, it's like it doesn't bother me.
Right.
Like at all. Like nothing really phases me. I'm used to it.
Wow. Well, this weekend was one of the biggest car shows / meets / we don't like them takeovers, which is H2OI. And it really isn't even H2OI. It's kind of a now progressed to a non-sanctioned takeover. So if you don't know what H2O is, it was mainly a Volkswagen and Audi show back in the day. I started going when I was 16, so I'm 30 now. So I've grown up with this. Now it has turned into some crazy bullshit that goes on. If you know about it, it is the most ticketed car show in the world. So many car accidents take over. It's just so crazy. And then they try to still do it, but they went to Wildwood this year, Wildwood. And there has been a couple deaths and people doing burnouts, all these young people, they're doing it for clout. Like, what do you think of everything? You saw everything go on, right?
Yes. So I went to Get Low. This was probably like end of May, beginning of June, and it was hosted by Atlantic Street Movement. And my boyfriend and I, he was at work in the morning, and I was like, we're both bored. He's like, all right, once I get out of work, we're going to go to Get Low. It was at, I think, like 1, and he got out at 11. So we're like, all right, we're just going to go to Wildwood. We went to Wildwood. We had the best day ever. And mind you, it's all slammed, static, bagged cars. in the sand. So it's like, it's even better than this fake H2O. And even after the event ended, everybody was hanging out. And it was like, we were hanging out with the cops. I was talking to the cops. I was like, how do you feel about all the camber and everything? He's like, I think you look like idiots. Oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we are. So I was just like, it was a total different vibe. And then I remember telling my boyfriend, I was like, you know what's going to happen? They're going to do H2O here, especially now because it got attention because slam cars in the sand. They're going to take advantage of that. And then we started seeing people like promote it and do all these things. And they even used a flyer of a guy's car that he didn't even get permission. Wow. And then I was reading the comments because some people I knew commented. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be nosy. Let me see what they commented. So some of the people were like, don't go to this. It's just going to be horrible. It's going to be a takeover. Like, you're going to waste your time. You're going to look bad. And then you have other people that I know defending the takeover. I'm like,
what did you think of it?
Oh my God. I was like, my feelings were hurt. I was like, oh, now I don't like these people. Like, you got to keep your distance. Because honestly, takeovers are just, it's horrible. What are you there for? You're just ruining your car.
So wait, I know you and I know what a takeover is.
Yeah, most people are I'm like trying to keep up. Like,
yeah, most people don't understand what a takeover is. So there's a lot of heat going on in the car world in general. Like California, they're changing their regulations and the car community is all back and forth right now. So a car meet and a car show is something that is put together by organizers that are approved by whatever city is there, and the cops. Usually the cops are there to manage like overflow and everything like that. A takeover is a non-sanctioned event that was not approved. That like. There is no organization, and it's just they like show up and pop up. Wow. Back in the day, 10 years ago, that was cool. It was fine. People were very, very respectable. That's where I came from, the OG car world. But there is no more of that anymore. So I like to say I retired. Yeah. But that takeovers, I mean, I don't accept them. I know, right? You don't.
No.
Like to work them, you mean?
No, just I don't think that they should ever be. Like, it's just too much. Like, you can't have just like, hey, the social media is crazy. So if you say you're going to be there, that shit flows like a fucking wildfire.
Yeah, all of the media and everything on the one this past weekend, was it? The one that you guys were talking about? It's crazy. It's wild. People are dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I was literally laying in bed with my boyfriend and we're just like, we're getting these texts from my friends that are at home and they're like, look at what people are sending us. Look what's going on down there. And I remember I was literally sitting there and I started crying because I was like, oh my God, it's literally a war zone out there. And then I heard about, a guy and his family got hit by a car and I seen the video and I started crying because I was like, oh my God, that could be my family. Yeah. Like it broke my heart. And then these kids are laughing in the background. Yeah. He hit a family and they're laughing. And I'm like,
and just sitting there recording it.
Yeah. I'm like, that's disgusting. Another person literally recorded a body with the tarp over it, laughing. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You have zero brain. Like, oh my God.
And a lot of these kids are so young and they're like, at these car meets. Some of them don't even have a fucking car.
They come in the passenger seat. Like, what are you doing there? Yeah.
That would be me going with you. I'd be like, okay, I'll go.
So we ain't going to no takeover. Right. I gotta get paid to show up to these events now. So.
How often are you going to different car shows?
I usually do like every month. I do like either one or two. It all depends on honestly like what's going on. I've only been doing car shows since June. Yeah. Wow. Or May. June. I think it was June. The one we did together, that was my first actual event.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still new to it, but hopefully next year I'm excited.
Yeah. Will you like fly to them and stuff? Like
I'm open to that, honestly. I mean, of course it depends on everything and all the details, but I'm definitely down for that. Like I would love to work with Slammed Enough. I don't know why. I just really want to work with them.
I worked with them for I think like 3 years or 4 years before and after the green car stuff. Actually, I do give props to Slammed Enough for not letting that shit get to them. I would say Slammed Enough would be the best non-drama car show out there.
Exactly.
I would say that.
Exactly.
I would just like to give you some advice when getting booked for car shows. Do not let them take advantage of you. Right. A lot of these car shows, they make a lot of fucking money, girl. They do. and they like to play models, and they're like,
do.
oh, I'll give you $100 to be there for 12 hours. Like, what, bitch?
Yeah.
So just please, you're pretty, you have a following, like, please don't get taken advantage of.
Definitely.
Because I'm sure you've been used before already.
Oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, wait, that's not adding up.
You know?
Now I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm really seeing, and now I'm like, okay, you know, if the price isn't right, I'm not going to go. Because I could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's nice that so new to the car shows and everything, you're already understanding that. And for being so young.
Right.
So it's like, if this is what you're doing now, imagine 10, 20 years from now doing this, where it's going to take you.
Yeah. What got you into cars?
So I always, like, my family, of course, some people were into cars, like SIs and stuff like that. And then I wasn't really, like, into it until I met my boyfriend. And then, of course, he's into cars. His family's into cars. So I'm like, oh, man. Like, I know where this is going. And it's just, like, it just all, like, went from there. Like, we didn't really do, like, any car meets or anything until we got our cars and stuff like that. I mean, he's been to Honda days and stuff, and he always told me about it. And I'm like, oh, that like, you know, I think I want to do stuff like that. And that's where it all just took off. I mean, thank God for him, because now I'm like, okay, this is the industry I want to be in. Definitely.
A lot of people don't see it like this, but I see the car community sort of like art. So you can really showcase your imagination, your artwork through your car.
Yeah.
Like, you can personalize your wheels, your wrap, your interior. A lot of people don't see it like that. People are like, I don't get why you put all this money into your car.
Yeah.
But there's just some of us out there.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has something that they want to do, and they want to customize themselves, and some people it's just their car.
Yeah. Well, also too, even not being like, I grew up around cars, but I'm not like a car girl like that. But it's like, my car is still my safe spot. Like, it's my sanity. Like,
I'm so attached. I'm like, oh my God, like, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I love, like, some people are so attached to their car. Like, I've met people that they'll straight up cry talking about their car, and I'm like,
I'll cry in my car.
Yeah, I'll cry.
Like, that's where I go to cry.
They love that car. It's crazy.
Wow. No, I'm not one of those, but if I'm having a depressed day, I'm like, I need to go drive.
Yeah.
I need to go drive.
It's your place to think and just see, and it'll take you anywhere you want to go, literally. Honestly. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Outside of cars and everything, what do you do? Do you have an OnlyFans?
I do.
You do?
Honestly, that's basically like all I do, cars and OnlyFans. That's it.
When did you get into OnlyFans?
When I was 18, I started. Oh, yeah. I mean, I do.
You're like, I'm 18.
I know. I was like, wait, that's only a year ago.
Honestly, but I don't do, like, you know, the extent stuff. I just do, like, pretty basic stuff. Like, I just post, like, you know, extra pictures and stuff like that, and I get paid. So I mean.
Yeah. How much, like, time do you dedicate to cars versus OnlyFans, or do you incorporate the two?
I do incorporate the two. Clearly I do more OnlyFans than cars, but I want to do more car things than OnlyFans. Yeah. I have more interest in cars than OnlyFans.
Well, the money is in the OnlyFans.
I know. I don't know. It's kind of both, I guess, but it's like, I don't know.
But again, you're still 6 months into the, like, car shows and stuff like that. So
everything's still new to me. I'm still.
Did you think of creating your own merchandise? That's what I did when I first started in the car world.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I just don't really know where to start.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to do, like, air fresheners, stickers, posters, but I don't know where to start.
Do you ever watch, like, YouTube videos and stuff like that on how to?
Yeah. Still don't know where to start.
Girl, you could do it all yourself. I did it all by myself. I have a printer and everything. I printed out my own posters, got everything. I found an air freshener company. I like you, so I'll tell you all my little secrets. But literally, like, the air freshener is what I would get. I don't do this anymore, so I don't care. But I would get them for like 50 cents each and then sell them for $6. And it's a huge come up, actually, if you sell a lot.
It really is. And a lot of my my car friends that are females and they do stuff like this, they all have their own merch and stuff like that. And I'm the only one. I'm like, dang, I don't have anything yet. Like, I got to work on that. I really have to.
Just start small. For air fresheners are easy. You can throw them in an envelope, a regular envelope. It doesn't even matter. Just start small.
Do you have business cards and stuff you hand out like at the events?
No, I don't have anything yet.
Okay, there's this thing too. I used to have it on the back of my phone. It's called like the dot or something. And you literally just tap your phone to it and it pulls up, like, it'll take you to whatever link you want them to see first. It could be your Cash App, it could be your link tree, it could be anything, and it automatically will have them follow you on Instagram too. Oh, and you just tap their phone.
I didn't even know this.
Because business cards, like, one thing I'm realizing, because I used to use business cards a lot when I was lashing and it worked, and now you throw it out. Like, unless there's a discount or something on it, you throw business cards out.
You really do.
So it's like, if it's on your phone and it's automatically just sending you to all the links, you're set.
I might need that. I have pens. So I have pens with my OnlyFans link. So like restaurants and stuff with their signing thing. Too? Not with the link, just with the code thing. And they're like, wait, what is this? And they all keep it. They're like, they love it.
That is so smart.
They love it.
That's crazy. That's so smart.
I know.
Where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Like, what's probably one of your like 5-year goals?
That's a hard question.
Yeah, I know.
I'm more like, I kind of just go with the flow and as it's going. But I honestly, like, I really want to make a name for myself. I want to be out there. I want to be like one of the top people that they're like, I want to book her. I want her at my car show. And I'm going to pay her top dollar because I respect her. That's exactly what I just want respect. That's all I want. And honestly, like, everything else, I just feel like it's just going to come with it. The money, everything else is just going to fly with it.
How about an easier question? What's your dream car?
Yes.
Okay, so I feel pretty basic for this, but I want a Sylvia S14. That I really want to import it really bad. It's a kooky one, so it's like it's a different front end. And if I can't get that, I really want a Subaru SVX, which people clock me for that all the time. They're like, why do you want that? It's only a 4-speed automatic. It's a piece of crap. And I'm like, but it's so cute.
I mean, yeah, like funny. You said earlier, cars art and it's beauty.
And it's crazy because I feel like if you would look at the car, you would be like, that's so ugly. But once you put like the body kit and everything, how I would have it, I'm like, that thing, oh my God, I'll marry that car.
And like, probably not a lot of people have it.
No, it's so rare. I'm like, I need it. I need that car.
Are you a wide body type of girl?
No, I like stock body better. But some wide bodies, I'm like, oh, that's nice. But otherwise, I really like stock body. Like stock body.
Nice.
Growing up, did you have anybody like influence you or anything? Anybody that you looked up to?
Honestly, that's hard because I never really had like female friends or anybody to really like look up to except my mom. My mom is literally my best friend because I was always like bullied. Like in school, it was really hard to make friends. Like because I would make friends with somebody and then she'll go and she'll turn on me. And I'm like, for what? Like, I let you stay at my house. I let you wear my clothes. I let you do everything. And the one time I had to literally kick her out my house because she's starting drama. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, I treat you like a sister. And it's just like she turned the whole entire school against me. And I used to be literally like walking from classes and being like, damn, is somebody going to start with me today? They'd be waiting by the lockers. And all of a sudden, and I'm like, okay, like, I don't really care. Like, I'll handle my own. I don't even care if I'll get jumped. Like, I'm still going to handle my own. Like, and they would literally be waiting there for me. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you're really a fan. And then they finally noticed that, you know, these people are, like, literally bullying me. I mean, the school was even on their side. And I was,
why?
Just because they know how to sweet talk. And I'm just, like, this little white girl. So everybody's just, like. And I remember literally talking to one of the school counselors, and he was coming at me hard. And I was like, is it because I'm white? Because Bethlehem, we're very mixed. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the females do attack the white, blonde girl. And that's how I felt. And I was like, you know, I got in trouble for that. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to speak my mind because, you know, everybody else can. I'm going to do it too. And now it's funny because they all follow me on Instagram. Half of them, I don't even follow back. I'm like, you're a fan. I
and
knew
you
that.
Always were, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, honestly, it's hard to look up to people except like my mom because it's like everybody turned their back against me.
Yeah. Aww. Did you ever look up to anybody like that was like an influencer or a YouTuber or anything?
Not to that extent, no.
Yeah. Wow, good for you. You were your own influence.
Yeah. Honestly, like everything I do, I just try to top it. That's like the way I look at it.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing really good. You're so young, damn.
So how long have you been with your man?
We've been together for 3 years and like 2 months.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you meet in high school?
No. This is a crazy story how we met. And I don't even know how I'm going to feel about saying it. But so he was friends with this rapper from Allentown, but I didn't know.
Okay.
And
wait, I want to know who it is.
I'm not saying who it is.
Whisper it.
I need to know. I'll tell you after. So I was at the mall with 2 of my old friends and my mom.
Oh my God.
And he was walking with his mom, and my friend was like, oh my God, Alyssa, go talk to him. Like, you have a following, he has a following. Haha. I'm like, no, it's okay. We don't have to. She goes running up to him. And my mom's like, oh, dude, it'll be funny. I'm like, Mom, really? Yeah. So they go up to him, and then me and him start talking. We take a picture. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
He wanted a picture, and I was like, okay, whatever. Then I leave the mall, and he's blowing up my DM. And I'm like, oh, no. And he just keeps blowing it up. And he's like, what's your number? And I'm like, no, I don't give it out like that, because I really don't.
Yeah.
And he was like, just give me it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, shut up. Here's my number. So then he starts texting me. I don't really answer. I go on Instagram Live because I'm hanging out with my friends. I want to have a good time. And he hops on the live.
Oh my God.
And he's like, get off the live. You're my girl. And like all this stuff. And I'm like, hold on. I just met you.
Wait, he was
like,
coming at you like that?
Yeah, he was like, oh, like, I like you. And I'm like, what do you mean you like me? You met me 5 minutes ago. Like, calm down. And he went on live. And then we somehow went on live together. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. And I'm going to go on live with him. And I'm going to take his followers. I'm taking that. So we're on live. And all the girls are like, who's this girl? Who is she? That's my man. I'm like,
oh.
Okay. I ended the live. He calls me. And he's like, let's hang out. And I'm like, no, I have my friends over. Like,
and don't you have all your girls on the
live?
Like,
and he was like, okay, let's just hang out. I'll bring my friend. So I'm like, all right, whatever. He's like, can I bring my hookah? I'm like, oh. I'm like, yo, I know you're Dominican. I was like, yeah, whatever. So he comes over and we literally hang out. We're playing Call of Duty in my living room. And it's just like repetitive. And I'm like, all right, you gotta go. Like, I know your intentions. I'm not like that. Right. So I'm not gonna waste your time. Like, you gotta go home. And he ends up leaving. But while he was at my house lighting up his hookah over my sink, he was like, oh, one of my boys likes you. And I'm like, who? And he goes, his name's Joshua, and he really likes you. Like, he talks about you a lot. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, keeping this in the back of my head. And he's like, but I like you too. And I was homeschooled because of all the bullying. Yeah. So he's like, I'm homeschooled, you're homeschooled. Like, we can make it work. And I'm like, oh yeah.
It's like things are lining up too much.
It was so weird.
Well, he has no game.
No game.
Saying that his friend.
No game. So he's like, yeah, my friend likes you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I remember him leaving, and I pulled up Joshua's Instagram, and I'm like, he likes me? Like, yo, he's cuter. He's cuter than you. Like, so then I remember he posted Joshua, because at that time I cut him off because he's like just an idiot. Like, he just started rumors and all this stuff. And I'm like, boy, bye. Like, I made you get out my house. So I remember Joshua posted something on his Instagram story about X, the rapper, when he had just died, and I was obsessed with X. Like, that's my man. And he posted something about these kids bashing X, and I remember I texted him, and I was like, oh, like, that's not cool. Like, I forget what I said, but I was like, oh, that sucks. And he goes, yeah, I know you love X and all this stuff. I'm like, how do you know that? Like, you really pay attention to me. And then we just started talking, and he was like, he was more goofy and he made me laugh a lot. And I'm like, okay, this guy, he's funny. Like, I like him. And then I remember on our first FaceTime, he was so shy that he had his hoodie up. He was just playing his game. And I had a screenshot. And I was like, oh, my God, he looks so cute. Like, he's so cute. He makes me laugh. Like, what else do you want? So we basically just kicked it off from there. And then I remember telling him, I was like, I want to see you in person. Like, I don't even know what you like really look like in person. Right. Like, you gotta come over. I gotta meet you. And he was like, okay, I'll come today. He didn't come. He was with the rapper. No. Yeah.
Did the rapper know that you guys were starting to talk? Yeah.
So then this whole thing happened that he was like, oh, you gotta pick me or her.
He said that.
God. The rapper said that to him. And I was like, oh man, like, that's so cringy. Right. That's nasty. And of course he's like, okay, I pick her. Like,
oh, wow. And love at first sight?
Yeah. So basically, like, the first day I met him, he was sitting on my couch, like how we're sitting. And he was talking to my mom. He wouldn't even look at me. And I'm like, oh my God, he's so shy. Like, and I didn't look at him either because I was like, I'm shy. And I remember him walking out my house and I was like, oh, let me take a video of you. And he was like, you want a video of me? I'm like, yeah. And so I did, and I posted it, and then that's just, like, where it went off. It was weird because even when he came to my house, he left his car running and came in. And I was like, whoa, Joshua, like, your car's running. He was, oh, my God, I didn't even know because he was so, like, excited. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Oh, my God, that's adorable.
Yeah, it was crazy. And ever since, like, we first got together, it's just, like, we're constantly with each other.
Yeah.
And we don't get tired of each other at all. Like, we don't argue. We don't.
You met your soulmate.
Literally, like, even like with the car stuff and all the guys' attention, he's my photographer. So if I go to a car show, he's like, lift your skirt up and lift it up even more because that picture has to be perfect. Right. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how are you so good? Because men are just like crazy nowadays. Mm-hmm. But he's literally perfect. I don't get it.
Aww, you're so cute. And you know what? It is wedding season.
Oh. Yes, it is.
I don't know about that.
I keep seeing a lot of posts right now. It is officially wedding season, and I'm like, I don't understand this. I never believed in marriage until more recently.
Right.
But I guess like the bells are ringing and all that. Have you ever been to a wedding?
I have, and he was actually there with me.
How was it?
It was fun. It was just like my I guess you could say like second or third cousin. So it was a family wedding, and it was a good time. I mean, he had a good time. I had a good time. I don't know.
Yeah. Weddings, I feel like, are so fun, and I have not been to one in like 2 years, and I'm getting so mad about it. Like, somebody
honestly
love weddings.
I thought that
so
too.
Much, yeah.
I was like, wait, why am I not invited to any wedding?
The last wedding I went to, I invited myself. It was one of my clients. I was like, can I come? It was all the way in Aruba. She was like, yeah. And yeah. I invited my +1. Oh. Yeah. Then it ended up being here, but it was a great time. Weddings are so much fun.
They are.
I brought this up because I wanted to, everywhere right now on social media, I'm just seeing lots of weddings and that it's wedding season. And then there's so much drama. I feel like, I mean, I have stories of my own, but I feel like I haven't been invited to as many weddings now that I'm like popping. Mm-hmm. And it's really sad. So I even heard from like, the husbands and stuff. I'm like, why wasn't I invited? Like, I don't get it.
People you were close to?
Mm-hmm. And they're like, we just, I mean, my wife didn't want you to steal the shine or whatnot. I'm like, what? Like good friends of mine, I have not been invited to weddings. Or if back in the day, I would have been like in the wedding. Like, nope, you can still come. I even had a situation where like, one of my boyfriends, my ex, was in the wedding, but then I was not invited. But I was the one who even showed, introduced them.
God. Wow. Well, that's the thing too. Is like growing up, I always had a lot of guy friends, and now that either people are dating other people, it's like, oh, we just can't be friends anymore. And like, we were best friends. Like, if we were best friends for this long, don't you know by now it's not going to be anything but friendship?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I get it to an extent, but at the same time, I'm like, you could still come to my wedding and I'd be fine with it, but that's just jealousy from your bitch.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Exactly. And I feel the same way, even though I'm young, it's like I literally get that same treatment. I don't get invited to certain things. Half of my friends are not even my friends anymore because it's like they felt some type of way. And I'm like, I have a boyfriend of 3 years now. Like, really?
Right.
And my previous relationship before that, we were over 2 years. Like, I've always been in a very loyal relationship. Why do you think I would even try and steal? I mean, if I'm stealing your shine, I'm sorry. You gotta step it up, girl. I mean,
something just might not be right in the first place.
Right? Like, I'm not trying to. I'm sorry. It's weird.
Yeah, I just hate that feeling. I feel like just more recently I haven't been invited to things, and then they don't understand how I feel. I'm a regular person. Like, I have feelings. Exactly. I still want to be invited to things. They think I'm just gonna show up and show out every single time. Like, bro, I just want to be invited. Just
exactly. Exactly.
And like half the time on your free time, we're just chilling in a house.
Yeah,
like,
that's all I do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even drive my car because I'm home 24/7. Like, it's crazy. I don't do anything because people just suck.
Yeah. So you're more so an introvert?
Oh my God, yeah.
I feel like in the past like year, I would say I've become so much more of an introvert. I am in my room 24/7.
Yes, I don't leave like my house at all. Like, I'm very like a family person. Like, me and Joshua, we've been on like one vacation alone together, and that was for Get Low, the event in Wildwood. And like, just because I'm so like, I like to be involved with family, and I think it's mostly because friends never really showed me a good time. So it's like, it's just me, Joshua, and my family all the time, and his family, but that's it.
It's hard to trust people nowadays.
It is. It sucks.
I know, it really does. People turn their back on you left and right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna switch up the topic a little bit because it is Halloween season.
Yes.
And bitch, the first thing I heard from you was you're a horror, like, you love it. So I grew up on Halloween movies. Like, literally, I was like 5 years old watching Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, me too.
Nowadays, that does not happen. What is your favorite scary movie?
So I have this like weird obsession with Michael Myers. I don't know why. Him and Scream, I'm like, it's like, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm actually attracted to that mask. Like, something's wrong with me. But I think it's just because I just really love Halloween. Like, it's just, it's
is
so much.
Is this a sign of a serial killer?
Oh my God. I'm a Libra.
Uh-oh. Did you guys hear about the latest show about the serial killer?
Yes.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes. What's crazy is I've actually like always looked into his story ever since like I was like probably like 13. So it's like I love true crime. I love horror. I love stuff like that. Like, I literally sit in my room and that's all I watch. Like, Joshua calls me crazy. He's like, you're crazy. That's all you do. And I'm like, yeah, maybe.
I love horror stories. And I like, being from like the criminal justice background, I just find it so intriguing just to find out why they did it.
Exactly.
And like how they did it and how they got away with it for so long.
Exactly. Especially Jeffrey.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. And the thing is, like, I feel there's such like a backstory to him becoming the way he was, and it kind of sucks because his dad feels at fault a lot. And it's like, you can't really blame yourself. Right. And he said that. He's like, I admit to everything I did. And honestly, I take full responsibility. And I remember his dad being like, oh, well, maybe you should say, you know, that you're mentally insane and go to a mental hospital instead of jail. And he goes, no, because I'm not insane. I know what I was doing. And I'm like, you know, like, honestly, that's crazy that he knew that.
Would you still think that that's insanity, is him saying that?
I don't know what to consider that because he was fully aware of everything he was doing. And he says that. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
he just loved it that much.
Yes,
literally.
That's what he said. He goes, it was like a high. Like, it was something like I was attracted to. And I'm like,
oh. He was even saying if he was let out or he was out, he'd still be doing
exactly.
it.
What?
And it's crazy because even the cops, like, they let him get away with it for so long. Not necessarily get away with it, but the situations that they were given, they were just kind of like pushed it off.
Yep. If that shit happened now, it would be a whole different story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
That shit was so nuts. What I keep seeing on the news and all these articles, though, people nowadays, because everybody's such a bunch of pussies, they are like, I don't even think that series should be on Netflix.
Wait, why?
I've seen that.
You're showing kids like too young of things, and they shouldn't know about any of this, and blah blah blah. I'm like, one, you did not grow up on South Park, that's for sure.
You have to feed the brain. You
need to learn things.
You need to educate. Like, because there's signs. Like, the whole, the taxidermy, that is a sign. Yep. Like, his mom was literally on 27 medications while she was pregnant. Like, that, I personally think that has a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And she was mentally ill. She was.
I remember Joshua, he didn't really get into it at first. And then I kept watching it. He's like, oh, this is good. Like, he sat there with me. We made popcorn and everything. And he's like, what's going on with the mom? Because he missed the part in the beginning. I'm like, she's insane. Like, she's just insane. It's crazy. And some people are like, no, she wasn't. I'm like, you're insane. Because, yeah, she was. Right. That she definitely played a big part in why he was the way he was.
So I feel like a lot of right now I'm seeing that people are two-sided. One, he's not at fault. Mm-hmm. Two, he is at fault. Like, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, you're killing someone. Yeah. You are at fault.
Right.
But a lot of it, too, is the parents and how you're,
yeah.
Right? If I told my dad, oh, I want to do taxidermy, he would say no.
He would be like, what? Why?
Yeah. Like, you would.
Out of nowhere?
Right, exactly. Yeah. But then at the same time, I felt for the dad where I was like, okay, if I had a kid and we only could relate, or I could only see you happy doing one thing,
right,
I would probably look past it and just be like, oh, you just like cutting up animals.
Exactly.
I would maybe go another route. Yeah. I would be like, son, I think you like science. Let's go.
Right.
He said that.
Oh, he did?
He said, yeah, you're really into science. Oh, I remember that because he mixed all the chemicals and all that stuff for all these people, the acids and everything, and he always said he was into science.
Be like, brother, let's go over to biology.
Right.
It's crazy. That story it's crazy.
Yeah. I just think that people just need to really just open their eyes. Like, people don't like to see these type of things, but it's really like, I've known about Jeffrey Dahmer since like middle school. Yeah. Like, I just feel like there's certain things you should know. Like, that's pretty, like, that's a huge historic event that happened. Right. That
it is.
It's fucking huge. Yeah. And I just feel like maybe you don't need to watch it, but you should know about it.
You should know about it.
You know?
It's crazy because even in the series, they show another serial killer in the end. And I remember sitting there with Joshua, and I'm like, oh, my God, that's John Wayne Gacy. He's like, who is that? And I'm like, oh, man, you're in for a ride because now I'm going to show you him. I really look into that stuff because it amazes me, like, what goes on in their brain to make them do that stuff and think it's okay.
Yeah. Well, also, too, it's not like it's not possible these days. It still happens these days. It's still happening now. Like, exactly. It needs to be put out there more. Like,
it definitely does. It really does.
And people, you need to, like, stop taking drinks from strangers.
Right? Yeah. They're like, oh, it's just, it's just soap. Yeah. I'm like, if it was soap, why would you drink it still? Right. Like,
exactly. Or, like, oh, the one guy was like, what is floating in my cup? Yes. And he's like, oh, it's probably just dirty dishwaters. Or, the soap. Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, why would you drink that? And why are you going to a stranger's house that looks like that? The blood on the freaking bed.
Well, you have to remember, this was like in the projects, and this was a long time ago. Yeah. So he targeted more. Yeah. Like, the place was a crap. It was shit.
But if there's piles of blood and screwdrivers with blood and a smell of a body.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a fish for how long?
It was, that was so weird.
That was weird. He always had this, like, the same, like, 3 stories of what's going on with the smell. Like,
pork chops.
The pork chops, the fish.
But I just read, this is creepy. So I think, what scientists has discovered is that the smell of, like, the flesh burning and everything, and the taste then after, I don't know how scientists know the taste of human skin.
Wait, what?
But it is the same, like, taste as pork. So that is really why he kept saying pork.
Wow.
Yeah.
But still, your neighbor, the neighbor's calling in on you time and time again. Yeah. You're not even going to do the research. You see the kid. He's 14 years old. Like, there's so many signs that shit could have gone a lot differently.
Definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, nowadays, thank God, we have lots of cameras now. Right. I mean, it can be bad sometimes, but we have lots of cameras around. I don't think any Jeffrey Dahmer experiences will be happening anytime soon, hopefully.
I hope.
What is another scary movie that you like?
Honestly, I really like everything Michael Myers, Scream, of course. And what's crazy is I never really got into Scream until, like, last year. And I was always, like, afraid of him because his story is it's somebody you know. Mm-hmm. And I was always afraid of that story for some reason. And then I finally got into him. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, who are you?
I just showed my man. He never watched Scream. This was just literally, like, 4 days ago. he's never seen it. And it's just so funny watching these scary movies from back in the day because now I just laugh. I'm like, yo, I was really fucking scared of this dude, like coming in my house. And now I'm like, yo, bitch, run.
Right. Exactly. Like, just hang up the phone.
Right. Like, but also, too, I feel like the old movies, scary movies, they used to be a lot scarier because it was a lot more gory. Like, it was just a creepy vibe where now it's so, like, I don't know, TV shows, movies, they're too advanced these days that it's like, it's just not the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. I miss the old days. There's not even like good scary movies anymore. They're like just redoing old scary movies.
Yes, literally,
so it takes
sucks.
The fear, the jumping, like stuff like that. Yeah, it ruins the ending of it.
It does. But I know in October, I think the 14th, the final Michael Myers is supposed to come out. He's supposed to die, but he's never gonna die.
Dude, yeah.
I feel like his sister's gonna die. But I'm excited for that. Maybe I'll do that for my birthday.
You should go to the drive-ins. Yeah. If they have it in the drive-in.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. I haven't been in the drive-ins in years, and I've been saying I really wanted to go.
I went last year, and it was honestly probably the most fun I had in so long. It was so much fun. You just get snacks. We got high. Like, it was,
You could do what you want.
Exactly. And you're comfy. Like, the movies, I feel dirty. Like, I want to wash my hair as soon as I get home. I sit down, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to get lice from this? Like, I am. Like,
wow.
But,
well, let's move on to something more fun.
Okay, I do have one topic I want to get into. We're all blonde. Do you guys ever get backlash for being blonde? Or, like, negative comments like, oh, you're dumb, you're a bimbo, you're this and that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But people don't realize we're smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, we will outsmart you.
Literally.
Like, I might take a little longer to catch on, but I will outsmart you.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, in 8th grade, I was in, oh my God. I can't think of the word right now, but I was in college math.
Oh, AP.
Yeah, in 8th grade.
Oh,
and I'm blonde.
Right.
Are you a natural blonde?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a dirty-ish.
Yeah.
But blonde enough. Yeah. But yeah, I always got that. They're always like, oh my God, you're dumb, you're blonde. And I'm like, I'm smarter than you.
Right, exactly.
And we're more fun.
I was just gonna say, we are definitely more fun.
We are. We're a good time.
Yeah. I feel like when I dyed my hair dark, because I was dark for so long, I felt like my whole mood changed.
Me too.
I went black.
You did?
Like, last year, maybe around November.
How are you this blonde?
Yeah,
what?
Oh, I took it out within one try.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. My hair just washed it right out. I was like, oh, that's nice. But I went black and I liked it, but my whole personality changed. Yeah, and I was like, it's not me. Like, I liked how I looked with it, but I was like, okay, no, just like a wig. I can't go back.
Yeah. I used to dye my hair a million different colors, and it's a different personality for every single
Literally.
hair color.
It's like, it's crazy. It's like scary.
I know. I felt like a bad bitch though with dark hair. I was like, I'm bad.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
This sleek, long, straight hair, like,
I'll never go back though.
No, me either.
It's too hard to get back to this.
It's a lot of work.
And it's a lot of maintenance. Like, blonde is a lot of maintenance, but I feel like since we're naturally on the blonder side, it's a lot easier for us.
Right.
But the dark is just as much as a process as going blonde. Like,
it's tough.
I wanted to ask one more question before we head off, because this is going to be the last segment. I know you're young and everything, but are you involved in politics in any way?
I am. Of course, I don't know as much as like other people would, but I'm definitely more involved, especially my dad. My dad's like die hard, like Trump. Like I love him, and of course I follow him. I'm like, yeah. So like even my boyfriend, he loves Trump. Like we all do. I guess you could say I kind of am.
Do you find it in any way that, have you like lost any friends? Have you been?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The one time it was around like my birthday, and this was like right before Joe Biden got in. It was like all that stuff. And one of my friends was sitting across the living room, and for some reason we all brought up the politics, and she was on Biden's side and I was on Trump's side, and she got nasty with me, and I'm like, girl, like pipe down, like now you're acting like one of them. Like, come on, that's contagious, keep that over there. And we just like, ever since then she hasn't talked to me.
Wow. Yeah. That's the thing. You can have your opinions, but be understanding of people's opinions.
Exactly. Like I'm not no like die hard Trump person, like, but I do respect him, and he is the person I would choose.
Yeah.
Some people are just crazy.
I just feel like I'm glad that you're like looking into politics and everything, because I feel like when I was that young. I feel like the world has changed a lot. I feel like the younger crowd really needs to look into politics, look into just anything around you. Like, this is our life. This is our choosing.
A lot of them are blindsided anymore. And I'm like, really? Like, you don't see what's going on? You don't see how much has changed ever since he got in and Trump's out?
Yeah.
Right.
Everything has changed. I mean, you can't even work and just have a regular life anymore because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Everything just went up. It's horrible. Inflation is so bad.
Yeah, it's affecting my OnlyFans.
No.
Because my dudes can't tip enough.
Exactly. I feel you on that. These taxes, bro.
Yeah, the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm glad that you're into politics. I'm glad you're a Trumper. I knew I liked you. So we're going to hop off now. This was so fun. You were so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody, please go follow Alyssa. It's YaFavTopic. If you're into the car world, if you're from Slammed Enough, you better book this girl. I really like her.
Come on, Slammed Enough. Come on. You gotta work.
Support her OnlyFans. She needs more car parts.
Duh. I'm a Subaru. Like, you know this.
Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Please follow She's All Cap. Follow Mer. Follow Boosit. Follow your girl Alyssa.
Yes, hit that subscribe button, guys.
And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Boosit, bitch.